YouTube, what is up today? We are looking at the patch changes, and holy, we got a big patch coming in. Viper just got wrecked. Cypher got a little bit sizable, I would say, but Viper really took the brunt of this one. I was joking on my stream that I wanted to see multiple things, like one molly, you can't pick up the smoke, and they've gone and done all of them. So it could mean a really cool meta is coming up where teams can just do pretty much everything. So we'll talk about that in a little bit, but let's first talk about the actual notes. I'm currently on the Chinese website because the other websites haven't got anything out at the moment. I imagine they probably will by the chance you're maybe watching this video, so maybe go check that out. Chamber is getting a voice note. Some of the translations will be off. Zero, which is Cypher. So stun tripwire deceleration. So you know when you go into a trip, you get stunned. That's no longer 2 seconds. That's just 1 1/4. So that's pretty cool. And reactivation time. So once it stuns the next person, if you haven't shot it, the trip reactivates in a second. This is now 2 seconds. So less chance of it wrecking multiple people if it's not getting shot. So that's probably kind of nice for like ranked and stuff, I would say, because most of the times the trips get shot. I mean, there is some times where trips don't get shot in pro play. This is a big one. So you know the Yoru ult, and when the enemy uses a Yoru ult on you and you get that little indication that the Yoru is watching you, you can see the Yoru. That's the same thing now with the camera. So you know when you would walk into, like, say, the split heaven, you walk into upper B, and there was a camera above you and you would never check it and it would just be watching you all. Well, now it's going to give you a little note like the Yoru ult to be like, you're being watched. You can be seen right now. So this is, I would say this is pretty sizable, really, for a lot of Cypher players that used to just have cameras that essentially were hard to find. So yeah, bit of a big nerf really when it comes to some of the cameras and maybe the amount you could get from them. Okay, into the real stuff, because Viper, holy, where do we start? Should we go bottom up just randomly? No, let's go from the top. So 12 seconds now with your smoke and your wall, right? So maximum operating time of each aerosol source changes. It used to be 15, it's now 12 seconds. So this one is big. That's not too long, really. Especially when you think of just your smoke, you're trying to stop them from hitting over towards the site. That's pretty interesting. Minimum fuel required to activate the aerosol is now 20 to 30%. So if you activate it and you want to activate it again, it's now 30%. So you've got to wait for it to be up quite a lot more instead of just being able to have it for a little bit. So that's pretty big as well. And then the cooldown change for the reactivation is now 5 seconds. So that's like a little bit of a buff, you would say, right? You can reactivate it a little bit faster. So that's nice, but obviously you have to be more careful with your fuel. Then we get, this is big, then we get your smoke. Your smoke can't be picked back up. So for Icebox, when you're throwing it over towards middle, it doesn't matter too much. But for, like, let's say Lotus, you know, if you do your smoke at the beginning of the rounds to cover the cross from A over towards rubble, you can no longer pick that up and then throw that over towards stairs. You're pretty much just accepting that it's on the floor. So you've got to be pretty smart with this one. You probably see like the Cloud9 line up over towards C or something. Another example will be on bind, right? On binds, you do the normal smoke to block vision from lamps. But now this can't be picked up and put on the spike for afterplant. So definitely changes the afterplant mollies for sure. So yeah, some maps get hit more than others. Icebox should probably still be fine, but yeah, pretty huge. And this one is big as well. The snake bite, right? Your molly. 1 molly. Used to have 2, now it's 1 molly. And that molly is going to cost you 300. And the duration increase is only 1 extra second. So it still does everything the same in terms of vulnerable, but you only have 1. And it's now going to last 6.5 seconds instead of 5.5, but it's going to cost you more. So yeah, that one's big. That one is really, really big. What is this? Neon Town. But I think this is what is this? Neon Town. I think this is what they call split though, right? We'll have to check this. I think this is what they call split in terms of in China. I think that's right. And then we have a couple of bug fixes which don't really change too much. So they are the main bits that we're going to talk about. I'll double check this after the video is done. Maybe there's a new map, but I'm pretty sure this is because there was a bug on split and it's now getting added back in. So yeah, what does this mean? What does this mean? This means that there is gonna be chaos in teams right now. Absolute chaos. You thought it was bad when Sky got changed. Oh, it's gonna be a lot worse now. It really is. So if this patch comes out tomorrow, in theory, then 2 weeks time you can use it in pro play. So it might be they can change it. It might be activated for Shanghai. So if you're going Shanghai, you might not, some of your comps might not work as well as you wanted. There's a chance that they leave it till after Shanghai, which I reckon probably will happen. But we'll see, because obviously they can kind of just play it by ear. If teams go to Shanghai and that is true, they then have about 10 days to then change all of their comps for the new split. Right, so you got Split 2 coming up. They would have gone to Shanghai. They would have played all their games. They fly back in 10 days' time. Split 2 happens. And the patch that they were playing on is no longer a thing. And you got 10 days to change 7 maps. So going to Shanghai already, I've been talking about it, probably isn't like great if you want to go to champs. Now, even more so. Having 5 weeks off and not going to Shanghai and being able to focus on the new patch, come out with all of the new agents that you want to use, how you want to approach this, whether it's like, did so much. Whether you still want to go for a double controller, but you start doing like maybe some Astra comps, maybe you want to try Clove out. Yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure. Because so double controller you could still do. Do you still think the Cypher is valuable? The changes aren't too bad apart from the camera one. It maybe limits a few of the cameras. Could do double controller, double sentinel. I don't know, man. Like there's some options out there. It's up for teams to work out what they want to do, what suits them best. So it's going to be really, really fun. We're probably going to see some absolute blowouts. I would say that some of the underdogs, this is like their chance. Like if you're an underdog right now, you're not doing too good in the season, and this patch comes out, oh my god, if you can actually work out a good way of playing without Viper on a lot of these maps that other teams aren't used to, like the underdogs can just take down all of the big dogs potentially. So Split 2 is going to be absolutely wild. I'm happy this has happened. Not incredibly great with the timing, to be honest, but I'm no longer in a team anymore, so I don't care. I'll be honest. So that's where I'm sitting at. This is one of those moments where dude, if in a team though, if I wasn't going to Shanghai, I would be like, this is sick. Like this is where I like the most, right? Being able to come up with new stuff. So yeah, teams are gonna be angry for sure. Teams going to Shanghai might be even more angry, to be honest, because they're gonna get beyond wrecked. I'll be surprised if they I'll be surprised if they can keep up a good form coming back after Shanghai. Yeah, and we'll just see what teams can come up with, because they gotta start thinking. Seeing as Viper was like around 80% pick rate, the teams have gotta start thinking. Are we gonna start getting some more chamber? Maybe double sentinel could potentially be a thing. I think Clove could work. At the moment, we have like a double initiator comp and people are pop bursting. Do we want to see some more like Sage or potentially Deadlock to stop the pop bursts? Yeah, we'll have to find out. We'll see what teams are doing. Let me know in the comments what you're thinking. Are you happy or are you angry with the Viper nerf? Me personally, I'm happy. I'm bored of it. I'm bored of the Viper. I'm glad they went all in. I really am. I think the timing could be better. I probably would have waited till after champs, but as a viewer, it's going to be sick for us. It really, really is. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you're enjoying this, if you're excited for this, and thank you for all the likes. Thank you for all the subs. I'll see you on the next video.